I really want to know now as Air Max's uh, div lead and Heathen has gone up as well. I really want to know how you expect to encourage like different innovation between the squads and creativity throughout this new community. Since XH is over there and VH is here, at least through VH, how do you expect to keep members and have them feel, encouraged and to create, to have that creativity to continue moving forward in VH?
Me personally, I want to, coming this month, I actually have plans to start doing a division wide, kind of it's going to be like a squad meeting, but obviously a divisional wide meeting. So that way I can, get inputs from all squads and all members, what they want to see out of us. Not what I want to see out of the community, but, what I want the community to see out of us. So I'm hoping that with doing a div wide meeting, I'll be able to get a lot of those answers to make more people happy to be here and, want to interact more. So that way we keep our activity up and we don't start losing members. Yeah, that's all I can think of for right now.
And as a director, with both divisions, I'm there to encourage, activity. I'm there to show people that as an upper leadership or as a upper leader, you don't have to shun your members. I believe that as an upper leader, you should build those relationships with every member as well. And I hope that as Air Max continues to build VH, he carries on, that mentality that the members come first. I hear so many leaders say, "Well, you're an upper leader now, or we're upper leaders. We don't worry about the members as much as we do the entire, the outlook and the future of KSI." And I'm like, well, there's not going to be a future of the community without the members. So, the members are the most important part. And I will continue to show that as I come into everybody's game nights, as I hop into Viking Horde's game nights, as I continue to talk to Viking Horde members and Xiled Horde or Exiled Horde's members. You know, that is something that I believe most people lose sight of as they go up the ranks. Is as they get up the ranks, they lose sight of what's important. And ultimately, in a gaming community, and this is something I portray to both of the division leaders, ultimately, your members are what matters. I will sit here and I'll argue with any of my other peers. I'll argue with leaders of other communities. I don't care who you are. If you're not putting your members first, then you're failing as a leader. Leaders don't lead by telling people what to do. Leaders lead by showing them what to do. Leaders lead by working beside people. And that, I hope, is what I portray to both of them. I hope they carry it on.
That's a great answer. I kind of want to jump to another part of that answer with how do you both plan, and Air Max, you can answer this first. How do you plan to balance like the needs and the interests of different members of our community?
Honestly, that one's a kind of hard one to think of just offhand. Um, so I'm probably gonna let Heathen answer that one. He might be able to answer it quicker than I can.
All
Okay.
right. If you don't mind, Chef, can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, my question is how do you plan to balance the needs and interests of different members within the community? Is there something special that Air Max and Blue can do to build up that respect and also build up, that interest to join VH for other people?
Yeah. So, with that being said, and looking at it from kind of that viewpoint, the main thing is you want to try to personalize everybody's experience inside of KSI, right? So everybody's got a different personality, they've got a different view on the world, and both of my or not my divisions no more. I mean, they are, my divisions, but Air Max and Blues divisions, they've both got 5 squads. So that means, you know, that's 10 different squads with different personalities. And one thing I try to implement, one thing I try to work work with, especially inside of divisions or squads with that's under my leadership is free transfer. If you're not liking it where you are, there's no reason you should be held back. Um, as long as you're not twisting things or making things out to fit what you want, and as long as you're truthful about what you want, even if it's something I don't want to hear, as long as you're an honest person, you're coming to me with an honest reason, or you're coming with to any of your leaders with an honest reason, I believe that, you know, there's a fit for everybody. So with 10 different squads, that's 10 different places you can try out. Who cares if I'm not going to say who cares, but it's kind of, it doesn't matter to me whether you are in um, extinction or whether you are an enforcer. It does. They actually just changed their names, but it doesn't matter if you're in extinction. It doesn't matter to me whether you are in any of the other squads, Astara. It doesn't matter to me as long as you're happy, and we can get you somewhere where you can find people that you game with. Do it. And I think
Mm.
that's how you keep members happy is you find that place for them. You listen to what their needs and their wants are, and as you listen to those and you get to know these people, you're going to know where they're going to fit in the best. And sometimes, and we see this a lot of times, sometimes people just don't fit in, or maybe they just aren't fitting in with the leadership or the other members of the squad, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You give them that transfer, you give them the opportunity to find their new friends, and that is how you keep people, and that's how you welcome people in. I tell everybody whenever I'm recruiting them, and I've done a lot of recruiting in my time at KSI, and I tell everybody, KSI isn't just about coming in and building numbers. It's not just about being in a community. KSI is more along finding people that are like minded with you to game with. I mean, that's what we're all here for, right? We're all here to game. We're
Right.
all here in a way to escape from our personal lives for whether you're dealing with some sort of mental disorder or you're stressed out. Everybody comes to this place to escape something, or maybe you just don't have no friends in real life. Everybody's got a different story, and I believe that giving these people what they want, giving these people a place to come to, that's how you bring them in. And as you're telling them this, and you're telling them like, hey, we don't just see you as another member. Like I personally will hop into a VC with anybody who I don't know that's came in here, and I'll say, yo, what's up? Like, how you doing? How you liking it? Like, what games do you play? Maybe I could play a game with you. And that's how you do it by building those personal relationships. When you're recruiting people in, telling them, hey, I it doesn't matter to me, where you are as long as you're happy. And if there's something I can do to help you get happy, let me know. Let me be that person who can personalize your experience here to be the best experience that you could possibly have.
That's a great answer. Airmax, do you have any?
Oh.
eh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I kind of want to just mention something about Heathen as far as my personal experience with him. Early on in the community, I joined part of the analytics team, which allowed me to see a lot of a lot of channels. Very overwhelming when you're only been here for like a month. And I remember like looking and I was like, oh my God, look at all these people that play the games that I play. When I realized, oh, wait, that's not my division, I was told, well, Heathen might not like you talking in these chats. And I was like, all right. I sat on it for like a few days and then I was like, all right, I got the, I grew a pair and was like, hey, Heathen, could I talk in these chats? And I got the immediate go ahead of like, yeah, do it. And I found a few people to play some video games with, play a game that I like, because outside of my division, it seemed like there was a lot of common ground to make with some other gamers, and I was able to like make a few connections that way. And that actually made me feel a lot better about being here as a member just early on. Granted, I've been in communities before, but I've never had like leadership be that open with just keep like sharing their space. And that to me was like your whole spill on like what you were talking about as far as like making sure the members feel welcome and they're happy. For me as a member at the time, I think I was just an officer at the time. It made me feel pretty ecstatic to find other gamers. And to be told that, yeah, this one leader just is not going to like that, to find out he's actually pretty chill and was like, yeah, here, go for it. So
It's funny
just going to add my 2
because
cents to that.
well, it's funny you say that because as a leader and looking out for my division, I am a very confrontational leader. I am going to be that leader that stands up for his members and stands up for his, his leaders. And that is who I am. I'm gonna stand up for what's working, and I'm gonna stand up for what's right for my members. And I admit I'm a very confrontational leader. If there is something that I think is wrong, or if there is something that I personally think is a bad idea, I will be the first person to tell you. Um, I'm a Marine veteran. I like to speak my mind. Like I said, I've worked in leadership for quite a while. I've taken lots of leadership classes, and the only way of fixing things is to voice that opinion. The only way you can fix a situation is to voice your opinion openly. And a lot of leaders don't like that. A lot of your leaders, they want to lead, but they don't want to take criticism, right? So one thing that a good leader or a good leader learns to do is to take that criticism. And I tell everybody, if you think I'm doing a bad job or if you think I'm failing somewhere, tell me. I'll listen. I'll try to work on it unless it's something that's crazy. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows, and I'm sure if you go on the wiki page, my name's associated with the manifesto. You know, we had somebody release a 62-page manifesto where my name was mentioned in it. Um, and at the end of the day, there's still repercussions of that. And the reason why is because as a leader, I have to do what's right for everybody else. And just because somebody's coming to me saying, hey, this person's doing that, this person's doing this, or this person should be kicked from a community, which is exactly what was happening at this point, I've got to do what's best for even the member that is being accused of these things, you know? So not only am I looking out for a member who may be causing issue who may be causing issues that we haven't proven, I'm gonna make sure that not only is the party that is accusing, taken care of, but I've got to make sure that the party that's being accused is taken care of too. And a lot of people don't see that. As a leader, you got to make those hard decisions. And I'll be honest with you, it's funny that you mentioned the whole, talk in other chats, because there have been times whenever I've gone to, certain people like, hey, don't come in my chats. And the reason for that is there's a few reasons. One, there's a personal issue there between whoever is trying to come into the chat and with the leader of that squad, which at that point can cause an issue. Or two, I have been personally asked, hey, our members are coming to us saying they're uncomfortable because, people from other squads are coming talking in the chat. And if that's what the squads want, like I said, I give my squads full control over their squad. I give my squad leaders full control. So if their squad isn't comfortable with that, at that point, as a leader over that squad, it is my job to say, hey, they don't want you in here. Please do not go in this squad chat. And like I tell everybody, as long as you have the permission from the squad leader, you got free reign. And I'll tell anybody that, before going into the squad chat, just ask the squad leader. And if the squad leader gives you the okay, then do it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you can't talk to other people. We have over 2,000 members here. That's 2,000 chances that you have of finding, your next potential best friend, your next potential, lifelong gaming, partner. And I know for some people in here, shoot, it's even led to marriage. I mean, it's crazy the things that can happen. So that's my take on that.